After hearing the bandaged elder's idea, the white-bone elder burst into eerie laughter. Crimson frost began to form on the newly grown bone spikes protruding from his body. Excellent! Truly a brilliant plan! A strange light flashed in the hollow sockets of his eyes. He waved his hand and conjured 3 white bone tokens, tossing them to the bandaged elder. Immediately inform Bloodhand, Poisonheart, and Skullface. Have them all act at once. Spread rumors and make sure everyone believes this was the work of that land celestial expert. Yes. The bandaged elder accepted the tokens and quietly vanished from sight. Thanks to Dustin's intervention, the fearsome red mist was eradicated, sending shockwaves through the region. The situation in Southern Wastes temporarily stabilized. The 3 princes gave up on plans to abandon their cities and began focusing on containing the plague and calming public panic. They weren't ready to give up, at least not yet. However, due to the different choices they made earlier, the situation in each city evolved very differently after the red mist was cleared. Li Wenxing's Wugong city remained the most stable. Though there had been some brief chaos, he quickly brought it under control. With the plague prevention medicine sent by Margaret, the epidemic did not spread too rapidly. Every faction responded actively, trying to save the city and weather the crisis together. In contrast, Li Guanglong found himself in a tougher situation. Before giving up on the city, he had executed many corrupt officials, earning him some support from the people, but at the cost of the government's functional structure. With no officials left to coordinate responses and no strict systems in place, chaos still reigned. Even though the red mist had vanished, suppressing the plague and restoring order in Lin City was no easy task. It would take time. Ironically, the one who had seemed most dominant, Li Juntang, was now in the worst position. Li Guanglong's purge at least served as a deterrent and gave the people some outlet for their anger. But Li Juntang did nothing before preparing to abandon the city. All he did was loot and plunder, even burning bridges with his allies. While the people and city officials struggled to maintain stability, he kept stringing the nobles along with false promises, pretending to forge alliances. Then, when the crisis deepened, he turned on them, using every method possible to squeeze their wealth and resources. Had Liang's city truly been destroyed, no one would have cared. But now that there was still hope, his betrayal and shameless exploitation enraged the city's nobles. So when Li Juntang tried to retake control of the city and ordered the elites to help contain the plague and stabilize the city, they refused to cooperate. Not only that, they began plotting revenge, sabotaging him in secret at every turn. As a result, Liang's city fell into even deeper chaos, worse than Lin City, and far harder to calm. But this was a mess Li Juntang brought upon himself. No matter how angry he was, he could only grit his teeth and endure. Thus, the 3 princes, because of their differing choices, now faced 3 diverging city fates. That night, darkness blanketed Liang's city. In a graveyard on the outskirts, a faint rustling could be heard. Suddenly, a withered black hand reached out from the soil. The hand, with long fingernails, looked dry as dead wood but moved with unnatural strength. With a few swipes, it dug out a hole in the cemetery. The next second, a corpse in tattered clothes, its face shriveled and corpse-like, crawled out from underground. After the first zombie emerged, a second, then a third, and fourth followed. In just a few minutes, 7 undead figures had clawed their way out of the earth. A stench of decay began to spread through the air. The first corpse had a jade pendant hanging around its neck, glowing faintly under the moonlight with an eerie green hue. It let out a hoarse growl, and began hopping stiffly forward, leading the 6 others toward a more populated area. These undead leapt 10 meters at a time, incredibly strong and with bodies as hard as iron. Wherever they passed, plants withered and turned black, corrupted by the deathly aura. Meanwhile, on a major road on the outskirts of the city, due to the lockdown, few vehicles passed by. Only a few squads of soldiers remained stationed at checkpoints to prevent people from escaping and spreading the plague. I heard the red mist has disappeared. Some peerless expert did it. Finally, we can breathe a little easier. Yeah. Without the red mist, At least the young city won't be wiped out. As for the plague, we'll just have to wait for a cure from the higher-ups. Honestly, surviving all this already feels like a miracle. At one checkpoint, a group of soldiers were chatting casually. Since the red mist was gone, those trying to break through the checkpoints had become fewer. Things were relatively calm now. Hey, look! What is that? One soldier suddenly pointed into the distance, alarmed. The others followed his gaze, and at the edge of their vision, they saw several figures hopping forward from the darkness. Those figures had glowing green eyes, casting an eerie light in the night, unnerving and inhuman.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase, keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never let go. Though distance brings separation, in my heart you'll always glow. I just can't say goodbye, no matter how hard I try. A bond like ours, so deep and true, will always be if you stay or no. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no